Imagine this. It's almost midnight in Tokyo. Neon signs are still glowing. Trains are still running. The streets are not empty yet. And inside a bright, buzzing McDonald's near the station, the place is still half full. At one table, a group of high school students are laughing over fries and milkshakes. At another, an exhausted salaryman in a suit is quietly eating a burger alone, checking his phone between bites. Nearby, a young couple share a box of chicken nuggets, talking softly like it's the most normal date in the world. Now pause for a second and ask yourself, how did this happen? How did American fast food become such a natural part of everyday life in Japan? A country famous for sushi, ramen, tempura, and carefully prepared home meals. In this video, we're going to look past the menu, beyond the fries and the burgers, and ask a deeper question. How did American fast food quietly change Japanese culture, without most people even noticing? Because it didn't just change what people eat, it changed where they hang out, how they date, how they work, how families spend time together, and even how Japanese people see modern life itself. To understand it, we have to go back to when those golden arches and big glowing signs first appeared on Japanese streets. When American fast food chains first arrived in Japan, they weren't just selling food. They were selling an image, a taste of the West, a little piece of America in a paper wrapper. For many people, especially younger generations at the time, stepping into a burger shop felt like stepping into a movie. The bright colors, the smiling staff, the English words on the menu, the taste of a burger and fries, this was something new, exciting, and modern. Japan already had a rich food culture. Rice, fish, pickles, miso soup, carefully balanced flavors, and seasonal dishes that changed with the time of year. Eating was not just about filling your stomach. It was about balance, harmony, and tradition. But American fast food brought something different. It was loud, bold, and simple. Big flavors, big logos, easy choices. You didn't need to know much to order, just point at a picture and say a number. For teenagers and young adults, this felt cool. It was Western. It was global. Eating a burger wasn't just about hunger. It was a way to feel connected to the outside world, to Hollywood, to the America they saw in movies and TV shows. And that's the first quiet change. Fast food became a symbol of modern identity. It said, I'm not just living in traditional Japan, I'm part of the bigger, global world too. These places also began to change where people spent their time. Before fast food took off, people met in traditional coffee shops, small family restaurants, or at home. There were fewer cheap, bright, casual spaces to just sit and talk for hours. But fast food shops were perfect for that. They were open late, they were brightly lit. You could order one drink or a small fries and sit for a long time. Nobody pushed you to leave. Students could gather there after school to talk, do homework, or just escape the pressure of home and school life for a little while. In a way, these restaurants became a third place between home and school or work. A neutral zone where people could relax, chat, and simply exist. That subtly shifted social life outside the home. More friendships, more conversations, more memories happened under fluorescent lights over cheap burgers instead of in a parent's living room or a small local cafe. Families, too, started to feel the influence. Traditionally in Japan, family meals were a big deal. Eating together at home around the table was seen as important. It was a time to share the day, connect, and reinforce family bonds. But as work hours stretched longer and both parents began working more, home-cooked meals every night became harder to maintain. Fast food stepped in as an easy solution. It became a quick treat when parents were too tired to cook, a reward for kids after a busy week, or a simple way to feed everyone without washing dishes. At first, maybe it was just once in a while, but once in a while can quietly become normal. Over time, some families replaced a traditional home meal with a drive to a burger shop or a bucket of fried chicken. Not every night, but enough to gradually shift the rhythm of family life. The message was subtle. Food doesn't always have to be slow, homemade, and shared at a dining table. Sometimes it can be fast, disposable, and eaten out of a paper bag. And that small shift changed how Japanese families experienced time together. Work culture in Japan also helped fast food spread. Japan is famous for long working hours, salarymen staying late in the office, people catching the last train home, and workers needing something quick and predictable to eat. Fast food fit perfectly into that lifestyle. If you only have a short break, you don't have time for a traditional sit-down meal, but you do have time to order a set, sit, eat, and get back to work. This kind of eating encourages a certain pace of life. Fast, efficient, always moving. The quiet effect? It supports a culture where people accept eating quickly and alone as normal because rest and slow meals are often sacrificed for work. Fast food also influenced youth culture and dating. For teenagers and college students, fancy restaurants are expensive and stressful. But fast food places are cheap, casual, and familiar. You don't have to worry about complicated menus or strict dining manners. So a lot of first dates, group hangouts, and after-school memories happen at these places. You finish club activities, you're hungry, and you and your friends automatically say, let's go to McDonald's or let's grab some fries. This makes fast food part of the emotional landscape of growing up in Japan. It's tied to crushes, friendships, exam stress, and late-night talks. When a place becomes part of your memories, it also becomes part of your culture. Then there's the food itself. Burgers, fried chicken, fries, and milkshakes. These are not traditional Japanese flavors, but over time they stopped feeling foreign. Not only that, the menus began to change to match local tastes. You started to see teriyaki burgers, shrimp burgers, seasonal items with sakura or matcha, and limited edition flavors tied to Japanese holidays or anime collaborations. American fast food blended with Japanese creativity. This didn't erase Japanese cuisine. Instead, it stretched the idea of what normal food is. New generations grew up thinking that rice balls and burgers, miso soup and fries, sushi and fried chicken buckets can all exist in the same world without conflict. And as fast food grew, so did the idea of convenience. Japan already had convenience stores and bento shops, but fast food helped normalize the idea of eating quickly and sometimes on the go. Takeout bags, drive-through lanes, and eating in a hurry became part of the modern lifestyle. Traditionally, eating while walking or on trains is still frowned upon in Japan. But the concept of grabbing something fast, eating alone, and getting back to work or school became much more acceptable. And with more fast food came something else, a new way of thinking about health and body image. People started to talk about calories, junk food, and the idea of cheat meals. Western conversations about obesity and fast food influence reached Japan as well. At the same time that fast food became more common, so did the concern about how often people should be eating it. So now, in many people's minds, fast food is connected with pleasure, but also with guilt. I should eat healthier tomorrow. I'll go on a diet after this. These thoughts are not traditionally Japanese. They're part of a global shift in how we relate to food. And fast food is right in the middle of it. We also can't ignore how strongly fast food targets children. Colorful characters, toys in kids' meals, birthday party packages, and playful advertising all turned fast food brands into part of childhood itself. For many Japanese kids, their first American experience isn't a trip overseas. It's a kid's meal toy and a paper crown. These moments form warm, happy memories that tie emotions, joy, celebration, rewards, to a specific kind of food. When a brand is linked to your childhood happiness, it gains a powerful place in your heart. That emotional connection is a quiet cultural change too. It makes foreign food feel like home. Japanese businesses also learned from American fast food chains. Local fast food and family restaurant brands adopted similar systems. Simple menus, fast service, bright logos, and standardized flavors. Convenience stores started selling more hot snacks, quick meals, and ready-to-eat items that felt very fast food in style. The result is a hybrid world. Japanese efficiency and politeness combined with American-style speed and branding. You can see it in chain restaurants, convenience stores, and even in train station food options. Of course, not everyone welcomed these changes. Some people worried that Japan was losing its traditional food culture. They pointed to rising fast food consumption and feared that younger generations would forget the value of slow, homemade meals and seasonal ingredients. Health experts raised concerns about salt, fat, and sugar. Social critics talked about Americanization, about how foreign brands were reshaping Japanese streets and lifestyles. At the same time, other voices argued that Japan is strong enough to absorb outside influences without losing its identity. After all, Japan has done this many times in history, borrowing from China, from Europe, from America and turning those influences into something uniquely Japanese. And that's what we see with fast food today. Traditional Japanese cuisine still exists. People still eat rice, miso soup, grilled fish, and pickles. There are still seasonal dishes, careful presentation, and respect for ingredients. But layered on top of that is another world, a modern global food culture where burgers, fries, and fried chicken sit right alongside ramen and sushi in everyday life. So when you walk into a crowded fast food restaurant in Japan late at night, you're not just seeing people eat. You're seeing decades of cultural blending and quiet change. You're seeing how a foreign idea arrived, settled in, and became part of the background of daily life. A Western burger chain in Tokyo is more than a symbol of globalization. It's a mirror. It reflects how Japanese people work, how they socialize, how families balance time, and how young people dream of being part of a wider world beyond their own borders. If you really want to understand modern Japan, you can't just visit traditional shrines and high-end sushi bars. You also have to look at the bright, busy fast food shops near the station, where teenagers laugh over fries and office workers eat in silence before catching the last train home. That is where you can see how American fast food quietly shaped everyday life. Not by shouting, but by simply being there. Open, convenient, and always ready. Now I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever eaten at a fast food place in Japan? Did it feel different from your home country or surprisingly similar? And do you think fast food is hurting traditional culture or just becoming another layer of it? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. I read them and they really help shape future videos. If you enjoyed this deep dive into how one small part of life can change a whole culture, please tap like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next story. Thanks for watching, and next time you see a simple burger shop in Japan, remember, it's not just a place to eat. It's a quiet chapter in the story of modern Japanese culture.